What the... Either you've just grown a lot of hair on your chest, or that's a breast. Shall we talk about your bottom now, or should we save that for later? What do you want to do here?
Let's take an audience vote. What would you like?
We could save best for last. Because your bum has become like a force of nature in its own right. You know, I believe there are like websites devoted to it, and there are children named after it, and it's become... It's a huge phenomenon in the figurative sense. Your bum is enormous. It's gigantic. Good Lord!
Does my bum look big in this?
Your bum couldn't look big in anything. Your bum looks like a couple of Cox's apple pippins in a small bag. I've seen 4-year-olds with bigger asses than you.
Well, this is the point. For such a very small posterior, it's caused quite a big sensation.
Young lady, it was those gold pants you wore.
I think it was.
Let's have a look at the clip. This is you in the 50p gold hot pants. That was spinning around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
OK, it's really catchy stuff. What's that one? Na, 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 na. What's that?
It's actually la.
La, la, la. Well, you know...
Hey,
you know, I'm 42 in 2 weeks' time. I can't keep up with the pop... Yeah, I am. I'm very good for my age, aren't I?
You are?
I've had no work done. You've had no work done, have you?
No.
Not even on the bottom?
No.
I heard some underpinning had taken place.
I don't even know what they do.
Actually, nor do I.
Stories like that, I actually... Once I'm over my initial fury, I don't mind them. They're so far-fetched.
Are there days when you get up and you don't feel like being the professional Kylie? Because I've seen you doing photo shoots where you're wearing curlers and you're on a bike and you're often asked to wear skimpy outfits, you know, and it's kind of what people want to see of you. But there must be days when you really don't fancy it.
Definitely.
So what do you do?
Today's been one of those days. I just flew in from Australia yesterday, so I'm a little bit woozy with jet lag, which has probably not been bad because I've done, you know, been working all through the day doing other small-time shows leading up to this one, of course.
I saw you earlier. Well, on Top of the Pops, of course, this week.
Yeah.
And earlier on, I saw you squeezed in between Top of the Pops and us. You squeezed an interview with a young lady from Italy who'd come over with a camera crew. Yeah. Who was, let's face it, she was irritating. I saw her. I mean, Italians, you know, they're at a disadvantage already because they speak with you. It
was an intense little moment.
Yeah, and I could see you beginning to waver a bit. And I thought, I'd love to see a Kylie tantrum, but I don't believe they've ever occurred, do they?
No, they're more like quiet storms. Nothing actually huge happens, but everyone gets very nervous.
Right, and how do you control that and quell that inside? You count to 10, or what do you do if you're feeling miffed?
I just become kind of... Well, I still get on with things. I still do things I have to do, but I'm just not myself. I don't think I'm that pleasant to be around.
And so how do you... So what's the game plan for you in terms of when you're doing that? What are you thinking? You're thinking, I'm going to keep calm because I don't want people to think that of me, or because, you know, that will ruin the way people think about me? What is...
Because I'm not very good at going spare at people, really. I don't know. I need some tantrum lessons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Speak to your sister.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. You know what? That's actually a fair enough comment because I admire that in her. At least she will do it.
But you know what? That's a good thing because otherwise, if you keep stuff inside you as well, it's not good for you, apparently.
It isn't good. Okay. And so, yeah, all right, I'll talk to Danny.
So what's the worst thing you've read about yourself? Can you think about something that really irritated you?
Am I an Alien was my favourite one from
You an alien?
Well, I think the headline was, Is Kylie an Alien? With arrows strategically pointing to a picture they'd taken of me.
And that upset you because you thought people might believe you were an alien?
I just found it amusing.
Just annoying to be featured in that way, OK.
Well, it's the little things that... those things, they're not that annoying because they're just so...
Silly.
Amusing, but it's the little things. When I just think it takes one person, just one person, to write whatever they want, and within about 5 seconds, that's across the world, and it's just the time that's wasted. That's what annoys me. You know, it's here and we discuss it, and I go, no. My parents call, are you getting married? No, I'm not. You know, it's just all that time adds up, and one person from one person.
But do you mind if I were to ask you now? You're seeing anyone? Does that irritate you? You mind answering that kind of question?
I don't mind you asking me that. I am single. There would be times when perhaps I wouldn't wish to talk about it, but you know, that's something you have no choice but to learn, is how to give enough away that people feel like they have something. But I honestly believe if people knew everything they wanted to know, that it would all come to a grinding halt.
Yeah,
you
where's
know,
the mystique?
Yeah.
Straight guys who come onto you, how easy do they find it? I mean, is it... Because it would be quite daunting, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm very personable. I like people. I like being social. So if someone was to come and talk to me, then, you know, if they're an all right guy, I'll have
You
a
know
chat
what?
with them.
I would imagine, though, if someone... I don't know how many dates into a relationship before you have sex with someone, right? I'm thinking... right, that's not the question. I was just curious. Here's
That
the question.
was a question.
There is a question now, though. Is when someone sleeps with you for the first time, OK?
Yes.
No, bear with me. There's a point to this. Do you think they try a little bit harder than they would with a non-famous date? Because I think you would. I'm just curious. Do you think? But have you noticed that people just getting a bit too crazy, going, "Wee yeah"? You think, what are you doing? Calm down. Like trying to spin around and yeah, going on, and because you're small, they could pick you up and carry you. All right, OK. Hey, let's talk about the waxwork model of you that was in Madame Tussauds.
Quick, assume the pose. Get on the desk and do it.
Well, look, there's the waxwork of you there, which I believe you weren't best pleased with. Is that correct?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think the pose combined with the outfit, with the walking around the doll interaction thing was just a little too much.
Because normally you see the figure, or whatever it is, the doll, and people just see it from the front. But
Well,
yours, they can look
what
around and examine, and that's a
Yeah.
pose where, let's face it, it must be drafty. When they melt you down, what do they do with the wax on that? Because presumably there's not that much of it, because it would like make one of Rick Waller's hands. I mean, it wouldn't go a long way.
Have they done one of you?
Of course they haven't done one of me. I'm behind Andy Peters in the queue. There's not enough wax.
What pose would you like to be?
I think I would like to be naked and erect. Just proud of it. Just like, look at me, ladies, look at me, men. Look at this
Check it
fine
out.
example of manhood.
How much of my melted down wax?
You know, you've changed. We were talking about your image, and you've changed so drastically. I know, I suppose if we looked at pictures of anyone over that period, you'd see drastic changes. But there was a period where you really seemed to stop being the kind of young girl figure, and you blossomed into this kind of, woman pop star. OK? And that was kind of about the time, and I might be making the wrong connection here, but when you were going out with Michael Hutchence, I got the feeling that was the transition period for you.
Yeah.
Now, would I be right thinking that he was a big influence on you in that way, or was it just the right time for you to change?
In all ways, really. I think that I was 21 at the time, and he almost found it frightening that I would just, I was just ready to take in everything. Of course, everyone likes to say, that he was just a wild man of rock, and he was, but he was also just an extraordinary man, very well-read and poetic and cultured, and had this insane curiosity for life. And so I think that he introduced me to that. And, it's just such a shame that he's not here, because what you would sense from him is just, I don't even know how to describe it, but just boundless. There was just... He meant so much. Yeah. To a lot of people, and I think most people who have met him know what I'm talking about.
Do you still feel that level of sorrow, that level of loss that you felt immediately after his death, or have you moved on from that? I mean, how do you...
The last tour, he was at Wembley, I'm happy to say. I just felt that he was there, and that makes sense. Of course he'd want to come and see me at Wembley, Why? He's
You feel his
a
presence?
rock god, and he wanted to see it. Yeah.
Let me ask you about whether you have a game plan. Do you plan ahead like this because you're... is it OK for me to say your age? You don't mind that? 34. You're 34 now, OK. You're fantastic for 34. Congratulations.
Thank you.
34 years old now. How much longer do you plan on doing what you're doing insofar as the outfits and that kind of dancing? I mean, do you have...
I keep ending up doing these photo sessions and all kinds of things in next to nothing, and I'm saying to, my team, I'm like, hello, I'm 34, surely this isn't still meant to be happening. But I don't know. I mean, I've got my own lingerie line, which is coming here next year, which is very exciting. So I'm sure I'll be in my knickers for a little while. Yes.
And presumably they do bigger sizes than yours, because otherwise...
They do.
OK, will you come back on for us when you're doing the lingerie?
Okay.
OK, come back on and we'll chat some more. We'll do a mainly lingerie-centred conversation.
I'd love to.
I know my way around a reinforced gusset. I had one on my first briefcase. Kylie, it's really a pleasure to spend some time this evening, and I thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kylie. I'm going to say thank you. Stick around, because Kylie Minogue will be singing live here on the show at the end of the programme. That's great. Kylie Minogue. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you very much.